Hello there! Welcome to this drum lesson for Tha by Aphex Twin off his immense album Selected Ambient Works 85 to 92, which is one of my favourite albums of all time. And absolutely love the drums on this. So before we get into that, I just want to tell you about my Patreon. I have a Patreon account now, which is really exciting. So yeah, head over there and check out what's going on there, because I'm going to be posting some exclusive videos on Patreon. I'm also going to still be continuing YouTube releases every Sunday, but if you want to get them before, I'm going to release those on Patreon on a Saturday, so 24 hours before you can get access to videos. So you get the videos on Patreon a day before you get them on YouTube, but you'll still get the same ones. But so if you can head over there and even just follow me, it's free to follow me, so you can get my updates. You could also have a look at the different tiers that I've got. You could give me $1 a month and you get extra stuff, and there's tiers up from that. And then I've also got a whole drum course available up there, and that is $10 a month. So just go and have a look over there. It'd be great if you could just follow me over there, because as I say, there'll be some exclusive videos and stuff over there. Anyway, back to this. So Tha by Aphex Twin, I don't know. So this is obviously a programmed drum part. Now I really love learning drum parts that aren't necessarily a drummer playing. I just think that it kind of opens your mind to possibilities, because obviously when you program something, you can kind of program anything, because you're not limited by what you're doing as a human. And a lot of the time as a drummer, we'll just fill in things with, fill in the whole bar with, like, for instance, this is mostly on the toms. I say that, we'll get to that in a sec. And you're kind of filling in all the notes. But what's kind of cool about programmed stuff, or like electronic style drums, is that it's a lot about what's not being played as well, and there's a lot of space and stuff. So let's break this down. So I've kind of related this song, obviously it's programmed, it's electronic sound, and I've thought, how can I recreate it on a drum kit? So I've actually gone for like the snares off on the snare drum, which kind of gives you quite a tribal kind of sound, especially on the toms as well. And it just sort of kind of works a bit for this song, I think. So let's get straight into this pattern. So we've got, running through this whole track, just a quarter note kick drum. Now, the sort of essence of this pattern is a kick and floor thing. Again, the sounds that are being used on the track are not just straight up kick and floor, snare, tom, but I've kind of like just taken sound sources that I think kind of sound similar and kind of work, and sort of made sure I've got the right hits in the right positions, but kind of assign them to the drums basically. So underneath it all, we've got this kind of thing between the floor and the kick, which is this. So what that basically is a bar that's just repeating, and the floor tom is falling on one and then the second 16th note of beat 2. So 1 and 2 E. And that is just running underneath the whole thing. So this is what I mean, like if a drummer had sort of played this, you would naturally kind of fill in all those notes, and maybe not play the 16th note push. You'd probably more be like, something like that, you know. But like having that, because a lot of the time a lead hand will be something constant, which this is, but it's just quite a strange rhythm for a lead hand to have, because it makes it tricky for you to add your backbeats and stuff. So it does take a while to kind of get this. Now, in terms of the backbeats on this, they're kind of in strange positions. So the backbeats, there's kind of 3 hits that I would call a backbeat. One of them kind of is a different sound, so I'm kind of doing that one on the floor, on the rack tom. So these hits are falling on the last 16th note of beat 1, 2 and then 3 and. Yeah, that's right. So the first hit is on we call it the snare drum. The second hit on the rack tom, and then the third hit on the snare again. So another little point about this is that pattern that I was saying between the floor and the kick, I told it to you as being on 1 and then 2E, 3 and then 4E. So that just repeats. Where the actual beat comes in, where the backbeat comes in, is actually halfway through. Well, not halfway through, but is on the second beat. So so basically, really, it's the other way around. It's more like, in my head, I hear it as that. But where the first backbeat comes in, it's on beat 2. So I'll explain that now. So we're going to try and play the first backbeat, which is on 1 ah. So it's the last 16th note of beat 1. So yeah, so beat 1. Now that's me just repeating it round and round. And then the second hit, second backbeat, is on 2 and. That's doing beats 1 and 2. So you'll notice there, because the hit on beat on 2 and is on the rack tom, that is where we're doing the floor tom, so you're playing both together. And I'll fill in the rest of the bar with the floor tom. So that's beat 1 and 2 with the backbeats. And then we've got another backbeat on 3 and, which will be played on the snare drum. And that is going to have because you've got that 16th note floor tom on 3E, it's going to, beat 3 is going to sound like this. So kick, floor, snare. So beats 1, 2 and 3. And then beat 4 is just the kick, floor. So a bit slower. Okay, it's really tricky pattern. What I would suggest is doing it a beat at a time. So beat 1. And remember that is hitting 1 on the bass drum, 2 E on the floor tom, and no, 1 on the bass drum, 1 E on the floor tom, and 1 A on the snare. And so that rhythm just on the snare drum. That's the rhythm just on the snare. That's beat 1. And then beat 2 is just 2 on the bass drum, and then 2 and on the toms. Quite nice and easy that. Beat 3, kick on 3, floor on 3 E, and snare on 3 and. And then beat 4 is just 4 and 4 and. So kind of if you were to just play the rhythm of that, it's this. Like 1 E at 2 and 3 E at 4 and 1 E at 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Really tricky, that pattern, but that's basically what rhythmically is happening with that program beat. So yeah, have a go with that nice and slowly. It is tricky, but it's just really a really cool pattern, and something as a drummer you probably would never ever come up with. I mean, Aphex Twin as well is a genius. So like, it doesn't sound like much in a way, but when you play it, it's just so cool. It's just such a lovely composed part, you know, and it kind of just sits. It kind of sits with the track, but it does its own thing in the track. You know, it does like something. It's not just a drum. It's not just a drum pattern. It's like a whole other texture that's just kind of doing its own thing. It's brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, go and check out my Patreon. Subscribe to me there. Get some exclusive videos and see what else I've got up there. Alright, thanks a lot. See you in the next one.